We're back with two very special guests. So we're very happy you have the time to come into our stream. Tom Vasel and Zee Garcia, of course, from the Dice Tower. First question: how often you been here at Spiel?
This is my third year. I came last year and then 5 years before that.
So the third year, and now you have a booth, right?
Yes.
So maybe you can talk at first. Where can people find you, and what is there?
Well, there's not much time left, I guess. But we're in Hall 7 and booth C112.
Yes.
And we're there sometimes. We got a booth to keep our games.
Basically, we just need storage. That's really all it is. We lift the table and store things. Oh, I shouldn't say that, should I? There's nothing under the tables. And but yes, it's been great. And what's left there, what's there, not a whole lot. I guess we have some promos and fundraising.
Yeah, some promos, but mostly just so we can say hi to people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Say hello.
That's great. Of course, we were first time at Gen Con this year. Was a great experience for us. So maybe, of course, you have the outside perspective here. What's special about Spiel in comparison to the American conventions, and what's the difference? That's maybe one question everybody is interested.
Well, I think this convention compared to most conventions is the people. How many people are here? Especially today, in like the middle of the day. You couldn't move.
Yeah, that's a problem.
I just stood there and sort of it was like a nice massage. It was like a full body massage. Yes, and then I went. So that's the main thing. Gen Con is busy. You guys were there.
Yeah,
it's pretty busy.
It's pretty busy, yes.
But today was like nothing I think I've seen before.
Yeah, pretty packed.
Yes, absolutely. That's
so
one big difference.
You come back here and relax because here it's
quiet down there.
Yeah, we're staying here the rest of the day. Even if you turn this off, we're staying here. So it's comfy.
There are definitely more games here than than all the other conventions put together. Really. Yes. I mean, Gen Con has many big releases, but Essen has hundreds and hundreds of releases, lots of them. But what's different for us is at 7 o'clock, it's finished.
Yeah.
At Gen Con, it is never finished. You can go in the morning and there's somebody there.
Yes.
And how do you handle it 4 days without sleeping at Gen Con?
No, we sleep.
But the other people don't.
Well, I think because people do different things. Like I say, I will play from 12 noon to 2 in the morning, then I'll sleep. Mm-hmm. And so there's just always, we have seen people sleeping in the hallways and stuff.
Yeah. So you're at your booth talking to the people but also you go through the halls and search for games, I suppose. So can you give us some games that caught your eye because we have 800 releases or something? Everybody's asking us, and of course, I think all the people asking you. What did you find? What should I look at? Where should I go? So maybe you can give some examples.
What I do is I get a list of all the games that came out. I make it random. Then when someone asks, I just pick the next one. Best game at the convention, this game. This one. No.
We looked a long time. We spent weeks before Essen preparing, and we still came here and found at least 40 games we didn't know about, at least. We are fortunate to place them ahead of time. So Pandemic Legacy, we have finished it, we won.
Congratulations.
So that one's great. Seven Wonders Duel, really good game. We had a chance to play that. Civilizations we played beforehand.
Yes. I got to play Raptor ahead of time, and that's a beautiful game, great 2-player game.
Mafia de Cuba.
That's
well, I like it a lot.
I like the Bloody Inn. I like a lot. It's a very dark theme.
Yes.
But because you're bringing guests and killing them and emptying their pockets, and I think you bury them in the backyard too. So you're not leaving them out. At least you are burying them. That's kind of good. But I like both of those a lot.
But because, and this is the outsider perspective, Essen is just not a place where we have a chance to play games.
Yeah.
I'm afraid if they always say, do you want to play a game? I'm thinking, if I play that game, I will miss 80 other games.
Yes.
So we'll play next week.
Yeah, next week. And you can play in the plane when we were flying to Gen Con, we played at Tiny Epic Kingdoms in our seats, so
Really?
that worked.
Wow.
That's tiny and that's epic, guys.
Yes, we did a video. You can
There was
look
no turbulence? I mean, all the pieces would fall.
no, it was
Earthquake in the kingdom.
no, it was very quiet, flight, so that worked. So maybe you can talk a little bit about the Dice Tower. What's in store for the future? I mean, you have a lot of projects going on with your own convention, and maybe you can talk a little bit about the future of the Dice Tower and a lot of Germans also watch Dice Tower, so what is to expect in the next years or next months?
Well, the next month, we are done with everything. It's just going to be reviews. Review. Because, I mean, I think we are taking home 200 games. That's a lot. So we'll be reviewing. Things I have planned for the future, I'm thinking about starting some short video clips for stores to play in the background. I have other ideas which I don't always say because they might be failures. We have the Dice Tower Con you mentioned, but that's the registration for that soon, but we expect that to sell out because we only have room for 1,500.
Okay.
But that's a convention that is only playing. There's a little bit of selling, but we just play for 5 days. Sorry, I couldn't remember how many days, and it's in Orlando, so people go to Disney World and then play games. And then I want to know which one is better. But it's a fun convention and it keeps
Depends on the
growing.
game, I think.
That's true.
Let's play this. I'm going to go to Disney World.
We expect Dice Tower Con next in 2017 to go to 3,500 and to continue to grow. The only reason we have not grown is because of size.
Of course.
The hotel, but we will be bigger than that eventually, and pretty soon Gen Con will not be the biggest.
Oh. Watch out.
10
They're
years.
coming.
But we are only board games. Okay,
Yeah.
so that is a difference. Gen Con has many different things.
Yes.
And so we will probably never get that big, but I just want to have a good time with that. And with the Dice Tower, we're always trying to think of new things to start and work on. We're mostly just trying to, we started many new things this year. I have Zee and Sam Healy are now both working on the show, and so we're trying to just make that work and get better. We put out about 30 videos a week on an average, which is a lot. So we want to make 30 good videos into 30 better videos.
Okay. So maybe that's also an interesting point. The Dice Tower is you and Zee and Sam Healy as the core team, but there are a lot of also other reviewers on the channel. How is this working? Do you decide which reviews come from outside as well, or does the Game Boy Geek just say, hey, I want to review this as well? You did it already, and then you have both, or how is this working?
Well, it depends. I hunt down the reviewers and I say, oh, I like this person. Do you want to come on? They have to be small because if they're big, they'll have their own channel. And sometimes they start their own channel. Game Boy Geek has now his own channel.
Okay.
Because he wants to do his own thing. I don't pick what games they do. Sometimes I'll say, do you want to review this? And they'll say, why? Why don't you want to review it? And I'll say, I'm so busy, but I know it's good.
Are you sure?
They'll say, why doesn't Zee review it? I say, well, he's also busy. They usually pick their own games. We try not to have them in the same week, but the more people reviewing games, really, even with Zee and Sam and me, we review games every week, and we cannot keep up.
Of course.
Right.
So
We have some kind of the same problem, but I want to elaborate because we're only two people and we can't keep up.
Yeah.
That's just great. We are also thinking that which game we pick to review is also kind of a decision that is something. You know, if you decide to review a game, it's already means something.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
yeah, because you can't do everything. It's just impossible. One very big show of yours is the top 10 list. I mean, I also wonder, do you plan to at one day start over with the same topics, or you think that you can come up with even more crazy topics to do top 10 lists?
We'll do both. We'll do both, because top 10s are not as easy as people think. I think they are some work, and sometimes we'll say, oh, let's do the top 10 civilization games. And we're like, oh, there's only 6. So we gotta start over again.
The best cooking game with zombies. Oh no, it's just.
Or
0.
we'll pick one and
Yes.
I'll say, oh, I like this, and Zee's like, I hate those games. So it's hard to. So we will actually start doing them over again just to see how things change. Like, for example, our top 10 cooperative games, we will do that at the beginning of next year because it has really changed. I think,
Right.
at least for me, it's
Right.
really changed.
Okay. Yeah, of course.
It's going
There-
on a lot.
A lot of new games come
Right,
up,
right,
so
yeah.
it's. Yeah. Yes, please.
How did you start with your channel?
It's you.
I was tired of writing. I was, and I got a new computer that had a camera, and I said, oh, I'll just do a video review and see what happens. And people liked it, and I thought, that is so much easier. Writing takes, I would write, and then I would edit, my wife would check it, and it seemed like it took a long time, like sometimes a couple hours. I said, well, videos take 5 minutes. They're so much faster. Now they're not. Now they take a long time, but that is why I started, because I like to talk. A little.
I wasn't going to say anything.
And so for me, I like video because I can show you the game, and when I'm excited, I can be excited, and you can't see that when you write.
Yeah.
And so I do what I like. That's how I started.
If you don't like a game and you review it, is there the case that later on you change your mind, and what do you do when that happens? Is this happened already, or would you say that because we have also the thing, you play a game, you don't have so many games, you can't kind of play it for months, so you play it several times and then you get your idea.
Right.
But maybe in half a year it's changed a little bit. So you would say no.
Or the other.
Yeah, or the other way around. Have you experienced this, or?
Well, I think the main thing for me is if I play a game and I really like it right away, I'll play it a few times, I like it a lot, then I feel ready to say what I'm going to say. It might change a little bit, but not enough for it to be a concern, because someone new to that game, if they like it, hopefully, will be as excited as I was at first.
Yes.
So I'll play it a few times. If it's a really bad game, I'll play it a few times to make sure I did not do something wrong. And if it's still just garbage, I'm not gonna change my mind later. If I'm not sure about a game, it's like in the middle, then I play that one more, so that I can be sure that it's, if I'm leaning slightly this way or slightly this way. Those are the hard ones, the ones in the middle,
Yeah.
But as far as my feelings on something changing, yeah, absolutely. I mean, like anything, like your taste, like the way you like to dress, whatever. But I still think that the original impression someone else is gonna get on a game won't affect my 2 years later impression.
Yeah.
It's my first impression will be their first impression, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and when I look at your top 10 videos, they also talk about how a game changes in the minds, and for instance, Sam Healy hating Settlers.
Everything.
No, he did not. He said he didn't hate it the first time, but he hates it now, I think.
Settlers?
Settlers of Catan.
Yeah, but he likes Settlers of Germany now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes,
It's just evolved now.
Evolved. No, so thank you so much for coming here. It was a pleasure and an honor to have you here.
Thank you.
Have a very cool
Thank you very,
Essen
very much.
here,
Thank you so
much.
and a good flight home.
We have also a very small convention by our own. It started the first time this year.
We heard about
Maybe
that.
we
300
were-
people,
we're
and
aware of this.
we want to give you a little present from our Cron.
Yes.
You keep it, or
And if you ever plan to come to Berlin to visit Spiel des Jahres press conference,
When I design the game, that will happen in 4 years.
Yes. When you will be there, our convention is always at the weekend before, so it's on Monday when Spiel des Jahres is announced, and our convention is
Just
Saturday,
get a
Sunday.
weekend
So
earlier
if you
and
want to
come
play
to our
games before
convention.
that, you're invited to come.
All right, if that happens, we will come.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys.